So you've now got the formula sheet in front of you. So what I thought was over the weekend, wouldn't it be great if I could summarize the whole chapter in a couple of pages? That's what I'm doing. Okay? So when you sit your test for indices, you are allowed to bring a bound reference in. So if there's anything on that sheet that you think is useful, you should write that in your bound reference. So I'm not going to say write this down in your bound reference. It's all on the sheet. Okay, so that's going to save me time, and you get to choose what's relevant. Yes, Sam.
Yeah, can you bring the sheet in that thing?
Yes, yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so on your sheet, you will see there's a row for negative indices. So if you forget, you always have something that you can look at. But I'll talk about it now as well. So you will remember from last week that we defined the following. If I take something to the power of -1, that's the same as taking what's called the reciprocal, 1 divided by that number. If I take it to the power of -2, it's the same as 1 divided by 3 to the 2, 1 divided by 3 to the 3. And hopefully you see where this is going. How I think I've written it on the sheet. How can we put this in words? What's happening? If I have a negative power, what should I do?
Just put a 1 over it, the power becomes positive.
Thank you. So a fraction, 1 over the same thing, but with a positive power instead. Okay. Similarly, if I do this, so it's almost as though, it's almost as though every time there's a negative power, I flip it upside down and replace the negative power with a positive power. So I've summarized this on the sheet as follows. For any number a, if I take it to the power of -n, it's the same as 1 over a to the n. And if I do this, I just get a to the n back. So that's it. That's all you need to know to do the next part. Do you feel okay about this? Yeah. Okay. Where it gets challenging is when you have to start combining things. So let's say I have something like this. And I say, express this using positive indices only. So I'll remind you of the relevant index laws. We just looked at this one. And there's also this one as well. What can I simplify this to? Look at the sheet if you forgot. A and B. Okay, sorry that I didn't go over that very well last week. All right, so this is very much something that I could give you on the test, which is probably a couple of weeks away from where we are now. So I've got some negative indices. I've got a bracket. Can I get rid of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, please enlighten me how we can do that.
Wouldn't it go a minus 4, or a to the power of -4?
Yep.
And then b to the power of 6.
Okay, so if I were to show my working, so what you've got is fine, Matt. You've gone straight to the answer.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've applied this index law first.
Yeah.
And then there's another index law that we're applying here, a to the m, all to the power of n, is that. So it's a to the power of 2 times -2 times b to the power of -3 times -2. Okay. So can you see that there was actually
Wait, but are we only allowed to use positive?
Oh, thank you. I didn't answer the question.
So you have how do we do that without?
Okay.
1 over a to the 4.
So whenever you've got a negative power, it goes to the bottom or to the top if it's on the bottom. Okay. But please note, I actually use 3 index laws here. So where this topic gets challenging is when I give you something funky like this, and it's not clear which index law you should apply first. So the whole reason why you're doing this work program is to build a lot of experience so that when you get something like this, through your experience and intuition, you'll know, oh, I've got a bracket, maybe I should use this one. Okay? Because the basic idea is this, right? That's the only new content that I've introduced today. But where this topic is challenging is putting it all together. Because the list of index laws has kept growing as we've gone through the weeks. And you'll see on the sheet, next year, we'll add a couple more index laws as well. But we don't have to worry about that this year. But some of you will start year 10 Swissya this year, and you'll need to know fractional indices. So it's there for you if you want to know about it. Okay. Would you like to do one more of these? Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's kick it up a notch. Okay. That looks pretty ugly. So I'll write down the index laws for you. So AB to the n is AN BN. A over B to the n is AN on BN. A to the m times to all to the n is A to the m n. So, and A to the minus n is 1 over A to the n. So my experience is telling me that I'm going to need to use all 4 of these index laws to simplify this. Okay, our hands have gone up, so let's go. So Shannon, what would you like to simplify first? There's no right way to do this.
Okay.
I mean, there is a right way, sorry, but you can choose to start at different places to get to the same answer. So where would you like to start?
Top left.
Top left. So just this part?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do P 2 times 3.
Yep.
Then you do Q negative 4 times 3.
Yep.
Which would be negative 12.
Okay. So we've done the top left. Let's keep going. All right, Matt.
Then I put the dividing line.
Yep.
And then I do the bottom part of it.
So what's that going to be?
P2, Q2.
Mm-hmm.
And then you simplify just that fraction there
Sure.
to P4.
Mm-hmm.
And you do Q, is it minus 14?
Yes, because I'm still subtracting the indices.
Yeah, you go P4, Q minus 14, and then you do the next fraction.
And now we need to do the next fraction. So who would like to suggest an approach for the next fraction? Do it.
You do P to the power of negative 2 over Q to the power of negative 2.
Just 2, because minus
just
1
2.
times minus 2 is 2.
And then that has to stay that way. Because you can't simplify that, can you? Like, you can't make it 1.
Yeah, okay, so let's...
So then you go P4 times P minus 2, which gives you P minus 8.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this in index form. So this is P minus 2, Q minus 2. Is that okay? Because 1 over Q squared is Q minus 2. Okay. And now we can apply the very first index law, which is sorry, got a bit of lag here. an equals am plus n. Okay, so that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I want positive indices. So,
So then you do Q.
all right, I would say that's a year 10 level question. There were multiple steps. I had to apply all the index laws here.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It isn't that bad, as long as you can keep track of what you're doing.
I just try and follow the steps. So if I look at the whole thing, I go, what the hell is that? If you just follow it step by step, then it's alright.
Yeah, so once you break it up, it's actually quite doable. Okay. All right. Please continue working through 2D. If you have not started 2D, you should start 2D today and leave some space.
Start 2D today.
Yeah.
We'll just start 2D.
I almost
We're on 2C.
finished 2C, so I'm just going to say I finished 2C.
Yeah.
I haven't finished.
So here's the thing. If you haven't finished every single question, I don't really care. You can move on. Okay.
As long as there's a substantial
I've
amount
done
of
at least half of every single one we've done.
Great.
So
Like if you get it, that's the more important
as long
thing
as there's-
than
as
doing
long as
every
there's,
single
like,
question.
this